Hi guys, so today I am back to share another one of my supernatural experiences. This story is going to be kind of like a series of events, and I'll explain why in a minute. It's about my aunt and my cousin. They're both now deceased, but I've had like quite a few experiences with them both, and that were supernatural. So back in I want to say it was December of 2020. My cousin, she was older. I was very close to her and her mom. However, it was like Christmas Eve, no. Yeah, Christmas Eve, I think, or it was maybe Christmas Day. My sister had called her to just wish her a Merry Christmas and to see what she was doing, but she was like really sick. It seemed like it was like something respiratory. So my sister had asked her if she wanted her to take her to the hospital because she sounded really bad, and she was like, no. So the following day, my sister was supposed to bring her like some Gatorade and stuff. And the next day came, which was the day after Christmas. And I had called her earlier that day. And the first time I called her, she didn't answer. And she normally always answers her house phone. So I called her back. And the second time around, she did answer. So I was just trying to call her to check on her to see if she was okay and to see if she needed anything, because I wasn't sure if my sister had brought her the things that she was supposed to bring her. And I asked her if my sister had stopped by. She was like, I don't know. And she did sound like pretty bad, but I was like, oh, she just has a cold. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to stop by a little later and I'll bring you some, just some stuff to help you get through your illness or whatever. So some time had went by. Like when I called her, it was probably like around noon, I want to say. And then I had got a little sidetracked because my kids, it was the day after Christmas, so my kids wanted to play with their toys and stuff. So me and my daughter ended up playing this long game of Scrabble. And during that process, my son fell asleep. So I was like, oh man, I can't leave the house until he wakes up because I don't want to interrupt his nap. So I ended up leaving the house. He woke up like around 7 or 8 p.m. And I went to Target to get her some, to get my cousin some items. Like I got her some vitamins, some like cough or cold medicine, and I want to say it was probably like NyQuil, not that that matters. And I got her like some cans of soup, and I put it like I bought a nice little gift bag with flowers on it, and I was going to take it to her. So after I stopped at Target to get those items, I had also stopped at Chick-fil-A because we didn't eat dinner yet. So I stopped there first, and I probably got to her house like around 9, around 8, between 8:30 and 9 p.m. So when I got there, I was just like, I always had a key to their house. I was gonna just drop her items off. Like, I was just gonna put it in the door and leave. So I unlocked her door and I opened it, and the all of the lights were off in her house except for her bedroom light. And I called her name a couple times and she didn't answer. And I was like, well, maybe she's just really asleep. And then I was like, but let me check on her just in case something did happen. So the whole time I had the bag in my hands that I was going to bring to her, but I actually went, like I had my kids in my car. I went back to my car to get a mask because I was just like, I don't know what's going on, and I just wanted to be careful. So I went in her house and I walked up the steps, and immediately when I got to the top of the steps, like I just saw her body on the floor and she was dead. So I had before I turned on the light, I don't know, I just called her name a few times, even though I knew. I just wanted to, I guess, confirm. So I called her name a few times and she didn't answer. She was just really stiff. I turned the hallway light on because she was like stretched out on the floor in the hallway, and the bottom of her feet were like a gray color, and the bottoms of her hands were gray, and she was really stiff. So at that point, like, I knew she was already gone. So I called 911. For some reason, I was really calm through the process, even though it wasn't like an easy thing to experience. I just remained calm. So I called 911, and they were gonna try to get me to do CPR on her, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable with doing that. Like, I already knew she was going. If there was like a sign saying that she was still there, like, I definitely would have tried to help her as quickly as I could. But there was just all these thoughts going through my head. It was just like, the situation was already strange. Like, I have a key to this woman's house. I'm here at nighttime, and like, I don't know, there was so many things going through my head. Like, I didn't want it to look like as if I did something to her. So I was just like, I don't feel comfortable with doing that. So eventually, like, I want to say, I don't know, it wasn't the paramedics. I think the police showed up first, and then, like, there was no paramedic. They just had like they called like the coroners to come and get her. So the interesting thing about that situation was, like, afterwards, when I came down the steps, it was almost as if she knew that she was leaving, because I found, like, me and my sister, we found like these not funeral papers, but it was like life insurance pamphlets and stuff on this ottoman thing that she had in her hallway. So it was like she knew she was leaving, and it seemed like she was trying to scramble to find important stuff that was going to be needed. So after that, what happened? Sorry. So after all of that, well, I want to rewind back. So I want to stop and say that a part of it, like, I wasn't expecting to find her like that or anything like that, but I will say that I did notice a change, like, in her behavior after her mom passed away. Like, her mom passed away, which is my aunt, 2 years prior to when she passed away, and they lived together like almost her whole life. So, you know, they had that attachment to one another. So I noticed that after her mom passed away, like, her behavior changed. Like, she wasn't taking as good of care of herself. She was smoking cigarettes a lot more. And I think she was in denial a lot about, like, the overall health of her body. Like, she would be real secretive about everything and stuff like that. And she also, like, wasn't eating as well as she used to. So she had, like, lost weight and everything. So I think she was really, like, I think she passed away from, like, a broken heart, on top of just not taking good care of herself. But anyway, so all of that happened. Me and my sister basically had to plan the funeral. And every year, like, whenever, in the 90s, I'll say, her and her mom, they used to always throw, like, this Martin Luther King dinner every year, just to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. And the interesting thing about that is that my cousin, she passed away the day after Christmas. However, the funeral home, they were, like, booked an extra week out or something. So we couldn't even have her funeral until the day that they celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, which is, I want to say, January 18th. And the interesting thing about that is because they always threw those Martin Luther King dinners every year. And then my aunt, which is her mom, when she passed away, like, I'm just going to go through the process. So basically what happened was my aunt had, like, a stroke or something, and she ended up finding her mom on the floor in their home. And then my aunt was basically, like, she had gotten brain surgery and stuff like that, but it didn't really do much. Like, she was pretty much out of it for the remaining time that she was alive. She was in the hospital. And I remember, like, I went to see her a few of the days. Like, she was probably in the hospital for like 3 to 5 days until she passed away. And I'm trying to think. All right, so it was like I want to say it was like a Tuesday or something, and I knew that she wasn't coming back, or she didn't want to really come back. I felt like she was just holding on because she felt like we needed her. So the night after the last time I went to see her, I ended up just like talking to her in my prayers, and I told her that if she feels like she needs to go, it's okay, she can just go. And it's crazy because after that night, she ended up passing away in the wee hours of that morning, like probably like around 3 a.m. And she ended up passing away on Martin Luther King's birthday. And I don't think there's any coincidence about that. She passed away on Martin Luther King's birthday, and her daughter had her funeral on the day that they celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, which was interesting. So besides that, the night that my cousin passed away, that same night, there was this toy that she had bought my son for the Christmas that was the year before she passed away. And that toy just randomly started going off by itself. Like that freaked me out. Like, I had a hard time sleeping that night. I was okay, but I had a hard time sleeping that night. So I took the batteries out that toy because it really freaked me out, but I knew it was her. To me, it was a sign that she was just saying that she was okay. And then this one time, another experience that I had with her like that was at my sister's wedding. I was taking selfies, and I have an iPhone, so the iPhones allow you to take like live photos to where if you push on the picture, it'll be like a motion picture, and sometimes you can like use that motion to alter it to the second that you want it to capture. I can't really explain it any better than that. But anyway, I don't even know why I clicked on one of these pictures, because I didn't have any intentions on editing it or anything like that. But I pushed on it, and I saw this spirit orb, or this light orb, fly across my face like this. I was in the hotel bathroom when I took that picture, so it wasn't like I was outside and it was like a bug or dust. Like, it literally was like a light orb that flew across my face, and I figured it was her. And that was also confirmed whenever I had my past life regression session. And another thing that happened was, like, this year, her and her mom ended up visiting me on their birthdays this year. I'm not going to say exactly in what form, but it really freaked me out. Like, her mom's birthday is in August, and I knew it was her because it was on her birthday, and it really startled me. And then she basically, like, some kid gave me a stuffed animal of this creature that I saw on her mom's birthday, on her birthday in October, and I knew that was like a sign from her. So there's been a lot of interesting things. Like, they have visited me in their dream, in my dream state a lot of times. And there was even one time that I was in my car, and I was really in my head, like, just trying to figure out life, I guess. And then she just popped in, and I heard her voice, and she was just like, "Do the thing, Buckethead," because she used to always call me Buckethead, and I knew it was her. But that's pretty much it. There's been a lot of interesting things that have happened, but I just wanted to share that because I thought it was really interesting. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that everybody has a beautiful day.